You wake up, you buy the same coffee, same cup, same size, same price on the board. Nothing looks different, but something quietly changed. That money in your hand is weaker than it used to be. Not because prices exploded, not because inflation headlines screamed, but because value can disappear without making noise. And that's the part no one warns you about. Right now, millions of people believe they're safe because prices look calm. Rent didn't spike this month. Groceries feel normal. Your salary didn't go down, so it feels like nothing is wrong. But this story doesn't start with prices. It starts with promises. Money is a promise that what you earn today will still mean something tomorrow. That time you traded for pay wasn't wasted, and that promise is being quietly diluted, not smashed, not stolen, diluted, which is worse because dilution feels like nothing until it's too late. This matters now because we're living in a strange moment. Governments say inflation is under control, markets look stable, yet people feel poorer even when their paycheck hasn't changed. That gap is the clue. So let's strip the system down. No jargon, no graphs, just the mechanics. Imagine a small town with 100 people and $100. Simple. Everyone understands what a dollar is worth because there aren't many of them. Now imagine the town leaders quietly add 10 more dollars. They don't announce it. They don't raise prices overnight. They spend it first on roads, on contracts, on salaries. At first, life feels better. More activity, more movement, more money changing hands. But here's the trick. Those first receivers spend the new money before anything feels expensive. They get real value. Later, when the money spreads, prices slowly adjust, rent nudges up, services cost slightly more. And the people who didn't get the new money early, they pay the bill. Same price tags at first, less purchasing power underneath. That's how money loses value, even when prices look calm. Now scale that town up to an entire country. New money almost never arrives evenly. It enters through specific doors: banks, governments, large institutions. By the time it reaches normal salaries and savings accounts, the advantage is gone. This isn't a theory, it's a timeline. Look at what happens after major crises. After 2008, massive amounts of new money were created. But grocery prices didn't explode overnight. What inflated first? Assets, stocks, real estate, anything owned by people closest to the money flow. If you owned assets, you felt richer. If you lived on wages and savings, you felt stuck. The system didn't look broken, it just stopped favoring you. That's the uncomfortable math. When money supply grows faster than real productivity, value has to leak somewhere. Sometimes it leaks into higher prices. That's obvious inflation. But sometimes it leaks into something harder to see: opportunity. The cost of entry rises. Homes drift out of reach. Investments require more risk to get the same return. So even if prices look stable, the ladder quietly moves higher. Here's the irony. Central banks celebrate price stability. Politicians point to flat inflation numbers, and technically they're not lying. But stability can be misleading, because averages hide pressure. If housing rises 8%, but technology gets cheaper, the average looks fine. If necessities creep up, but luxuries fall, the math says balance. Your life says otherwise. This is where hype meets reality. You're told inflation is down, but your savings don't feel stronger. You're told the economy is growing, but you need more just to stand still. That's not an accident. It's a feature of how modern money works. Debt plays a quiet role here. When governments borrow heavily, they don't want money to get stronger. Strong money makes debt harder to repay. So systems are designed to gently erode value over time. Slow enough to avoid panic, fast enough to reduce real debt burdens. If that sounds cynical, it should. Now zoom out. What happens when this erosion continues for years? People stop trusting saving. They're pushed toward risk just to preserve value. Assets become a survival tool, not an investment choice. Wealth gaps widen without dramatic headlines, not because prices exploded, but because access did. And once trust weakens, systems become fragile. People don't rebel over numbers, they rebel over feelings. The feeling that effort isn't rewarded, the feeling that the rules changed quietly, the feeling that stability is cosmetic. The dangerous part is that nothing breaks all at once. Money doesn't collapse loudly. It fades, like ink left in the sun. You don't notice day to day, but one day it's unreadable. So here's the question that should make you uneasy. If money can lose value without obvious inflation, if stability can mask erosion, if promises can weaken quietly, how do you measure whether what you earn today will still matter tomorrow? And more importantly, who is deciding that for you? Because the price tag is never the whole story.